regional offices. Ngayon, we have a charter bill. Please support our charter bill. RP knows about it, no? We have a charter bill that we want to pass. Buti pa nga ang RHRC, meron na silang charter law. Meron na silang fiscal autonomy. They're far ahead of us, ang RHRC. Ngayon, we have a charter bill. We want to pass it to law to explicitly state that we should enjoy fiscal autonomy. By the way, that's a old one, but I'm not going to go into that. No? We should enjoy fiscal autonomy. And number two, that from our regional offices, we should be allowed, when we enjoy fiscal autonomy, then it becomes easier for us to organize our regional, our provincial offices. Alam ba ninyong ayaw ng DBM? Hindi na ninyo kailangan yan, Neta. Hindi na ninyo kailangan tamang yung regional. Bakit ba? Bakit ninyo pinipigil kami? Andun nga, ang violations take place sa mga barangays all over. And because we are only regional, sa burokrasya, sa language ng bureaucracy, yan eh. Pagka pinag-uusapan DOJ, DILG, yan mga kanyan, full-blown organizations, syempre may bureau sila. Ang CHR, para lang siyang bureau. In terms of yung kanyang laman, yung kanyang organizational strength, para lang siyang bureau. So, ang treatment sa amin ng DBM, ganun lang. You only have regional presence, but you do not have regional strength and character. So, sa halip na tulungan kami, na palakasin, may ganon. Now, why do they behave like that? Because they don't understand much about why you have to strengthen this. Because they are thinking mechanically like bureaucrats. You know how bureaucratic, I call it bureaucratic inertia. No? Yung utak, hanggang dun lang, yung mentality hanggang dun lang. Of course, si Butchaban, pag kinausap ko siya, naiintindihan niya. Pero what about down the line? No? So those are some of the obstacles that we face because of this bureaucratic inertia that where the bureaucracy understands very little about the concept and the essence of human rights. Kayo mga bata, kayo, your students, please, you have to rise above all of that. No? And that's a major part of the problem. It's the political culture that we have been used to.
Thank you very much.
We will have the Bangsamoro actually kung magkakaroon ng BPA. And then, minus a human rights institution, what will happen to the Bangsamoro with respect to human rights compliance by the new political entity? There will be obviously a vacuum to answer to that. I mean, for 2 years we already made impact with respect to human rights. I mean, with respect only to human rights education and plus our presence there, it is already a preventive measure in protecting and promoting human rights. It is very important. You create a Bangsamoro political entity and then you remove the human rights institution. What will happen? That's the question that you will ask yourself. And it is a conflict zone. It is a political entity in transition. Human rights is very important. It plays a key role in post-conflict situation. And that is the essential institution that must be integrated in the peace process of peace and Bangsamoro basic in the government. For instance, we have 277 detainees here. There's Zamboanga City. And then there are 1,800 plus Moro detainees in Metro Manila, or more or less 15% of the population of detainees in Metro Manila. And we do not have that kind of residents, nakatira dito sa Metro Manila, 15 or 20% here. And then yet you have that kind of a disproportionate number of detainees in Metro Manila with the number of detainees of Moro here in Metro Manila. Why? Because every time will be an arrest there, purported terrorists or Rusaya, they will be transporting it here in Kampang Iwa, and they cannot procure the witnesses first. Last 2 weeks ago, the case that I was representing, there was no witness, so it was postponed. So there are so many human rights violations and delays of cases from resident of ARM and transported here in Bikutan, in the case delayed. So the context of human rights in the 5 provinces of ARM and hopefully Bangsamoro and human rights is very important. I mean, there is already provisions in the BBL wherein the role of human rights institutions should be there should be human rights institutions. So who will do this? What institution? With respect to the CHR is doing its job. The RHRC is not created because the CHR is not doing its job. Actually, we are under power. I mean, for instance, CHR is 100 staff over 100 million population. And in fact, the CHR has no charter up to see how to do it. So we are trying to connect all our efforts. If we have two, for instance, CHR here in National, and then we have RHRC or DHRC in Bangsamoro, mas maganda yun ang dalawa kaysa sa isa. I mean, we complement each other. So that is you have to highlight that importance. Plus, it is a context, so the human rights institution is very important.